Hello everyone, it's Nady, and today we'll be testing out the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar Palette. As you beautiful people know, this is about the product, not the people behind it. Any tip you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. And please allow me to say that once again, this is about the product, not the people behind it. If you have some issue with Jeffree Star, please don't come on here and rant about it. Because honey, we are here for the makeup, and honestly, I am extremely proud to even own this palette. I have never in my life been able to afford a real Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette, and with everybody's help building this channel up, we're now able to every once in a very great while splurge on a $60 palette. So having this means a lot to me. I know it's just a makeup palette that may seem silly, but honestly, this is kind of like a little milestone for me. And like always, I'm not here to kiss anybody's ass. I'm not trying to get anything free out of it. Who knows, this palette might suck, and if it does, y'all will be the first to know. Anyways, let's take a look at this little bitch. It did come wrapped up in the usual pink Jeffree Star paper, very pretty with a little Jeffree Star logo sticker. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fucking love how simple this card is. Like, it is way more tame than his other campaign postcards. But what wasn't so sexy about this launch was how fucking quick it sold out. Which I mean, like, good for them, like, kudos, you go girl. But I was literally sitting in front of my laptop 45 minutes before the damn thing even launched, and the second it came out, I had it in my cart, and I had auto pay enabled with my PayPal, and the moment I clicked pay, I shit you not, within 10 seconds, it was already nabbed out of my cart and completely gone. Which I do kind of understand, like, somebody could put 50,000 of these bitches in their cart and totally fuck things up, but I had literally clicked pay within the first minute of it even being out, and it was gone. Fortunately, right after they sold out, they did announce that there'd be yet another shipment, which is what I got. They said it would take 6 weeks to get to me, which is perfectly fine, and actually, I think it's been like exactly 6 weeks. Anyway, I'm not super mad about it. I'm more impressed that they sold 100,000 units in like 1 minute. I mean, goals as fuck, honey. But we have it now, so this hoe is happy. Let's take a look on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics website. This palette does retail for $52, and then for me with shipping, it was $58, so I mean, that is a lot of money, but you're also getting 18 shadows, so overall, 60 bucks for 18 shadows, it's not that bad. But still, it is $60, and to cheap asses like myself, that's a lot of money. The website says, introducing our Blood Sugar palette from the Lovesick collection featuring 18 striking eyeshadows and pressed pigments. This palette is serving 3 luxurious formulas, matte, metallic, and pressed glitter. This palette is not for the faint of heart, which I am not. It's also vegan and cruelty-free, so yay for that. Other than that, they really don't have much on here, but I am noticing in the ingredients that it is made with dimethicone, which is a silicone-based product, so if you have a silicone allergy, probably not the palette for you. Let's unwrap this little hoe. I love this packaging. I really need to take note from that because that is pretty. Ooh, fancy. I love that it looks like the little first aid kit that is very sexy and sexual as fuck. Let's pop this daddy out. Ooh, pretty. Even though it's big and bulky as fuck, this actually feels like it's worth the money. Like, a lot of palettes that we get on here are just cheap plastic or really thin metal or acrylic. It doesn't feel high quality, but this actually does feel good quality. Oh, how cute. It's got the little snappies right there. Oh my god. And though I haven't even opened this up, I do kind of have a complaint about this. This bitch is huge and bulky. Like, I'm imagining storing this in my shadow collection. This bitch is gonna take up half my damn shelf. But presentation is everything sometimes, so let's open this up. Ooh, very snazzy. Ooh, damn, we got a nice big mirror. Ooh, wow, that feels really fucking good. Like, this is cardboard, but there's no exposed cardboard. It just feels really nice, almost like a jewelry box. Like, I might depot this and put my shit in here. Could put like a watch in here, maybe a pocket vibrator. Wait, what? And I really like that they have the needle there on the red one, and what's that called? Caduceus? I think that's what it's called. But this is what we have, and color-wise, it's almost a mixture of both the Androgyny and the Beauty Killer palettes, but that's just my personal opinion. Like, we have the bright pink and purple, very similar to the Beauty Killer palette, although these ones are matte, and then the rest of the more nudie kind of red colors are very similar to the Androgyny palette. Not exact, I mean, there's no blues or greens in here, so maybe I'm totally wrong, but that's just the first thing I thought of. It smells like cinnamon, but I think that's the glue. Actually, that smells really fucking good. Is this supposed to have a scent? It just smells manly and kind of woody and musky. Anywho, we will do actual swatches of these, but I just want to feel one just to feel it. Oh my god, that feels so damn nice. There's like no pilling or kickback or fallout whatsoever. Ooh, I see you, boo, I see you. Meow. My god, and swatching that had almost no effect on the shape of that, like it still looks brand new. I am impressed. Okay, now I'm even more excited to swatch and do a look with this little bitch. You guys know the song, are you ready? It's swatching time. Hello my loves, we're back to having good audio for a minute for swatches. I am so sorry about the shitty audio. I know this makes my voice sound terrible. Even I'm cringing editing this, but I promise after this it'll be back again soon. This is so embarrassing, I'm sorry. But anyways, first up we have the first row, glucose, sugarcane, cake mix, ouch, donor, and intravenous. And I gotta say, I'm actually really fucking impressed with how these swatch. Like, it's extremely difficult, for me at least, to find mattes that actually swatch well on my hand. And this is just one dip into the shadow. I'm not rubbing the swatch back and forth on my hand. I'm just legitimately really fucking impressed, especially because I have no primer on my hand. So I'm really excited to see how these perform on a brush with an eye that's primed. Next up, we have the second row, which is candy floss, tongue pop, sweetener, cavity, O positive, and root canal. And something that I notice is that the deeper you go, the better quality the pigment is. Like, the lighter shades just don't show up and are really patchy. And don't get me wrong, I'm still really fucking impressed, but for me, O positive and tongue pop were kind of difficult to get to show up. Like, those were the only two I had to rub back and forth on my hand to see. And finally, we have the last row, prick. I love that name. But we have prick, cherry soda, fresh meat, blood sugar, extraction, and coma. And once again, this kind of coincides with what I said before, where the lighter the shadow, the less of a swatch you'll get. That doesn't mean it'll perform badly on a brush. In fact, these have nothing to do with brush performance, but for swatching at least, know that these are a tad bit inconsistent. I just realized my microphone wasn't fucking recording for like a huge ass portion of that, so I am very sorry if the audio is janked up. Okay, anyways, on a fluffy brush, I'm dipping into cake mix, and there's not very much fallout at all with this, like very little. Anyway, I'm just gonna put this right in the crease and use it as a nice light transition color. Oh my god, that is definitely darker than what I thought it'd be. Holy shit on a stick, that blended out so easily. Wow, oh my goodness, it just blends into like seamless perfection. Holy hell. Next, on another fluffy brush, let's go in with tongue pop. This was one of those shades that didn't really swatch well, so I'm curious to know how it'll be on the eye. Ooh, that's pretty. Damn. No, it might be a tiny bit patchy, but let's see if it blends out. Oh shit, it do. That is really nice. Let's go in next with cavity. And I think I am pretty much just gonna recreate that look on his card just to see how doable it is. So I'm gonna start with this and take it pretty low on the crease and kind of smoke it upwards. Oh shit, that is a really pretty color. Oh, and I'm just using a very, very light hand. I may have actually applied too much, but it's so damn pigmented that you literally just need to dip one time in the palette and then you're good. I cannot believe how fucking easy this palette is to work with, and I know I keep saying that. I'm honestly not trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass, but this is so refreshing to have an actual good palette after spending this much money. If I did have to find something to complain about so far, then I would say that it's almost too pigmented, which I know you're probably like, what? But when a product is too pigmented, it makes it very, very difficult to be consistent on both eyes. Like, this eye is really fucking pink and this eye is not as pink, and I don't know what the fuck went wrong. But I also appreciate the fact that it is so damn pigmented, because in the long run, you have to use less product and this lasts longer. I'm not gonna cut my crease for this look. I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer on the inner part of my eye so that this neon salmon color has something to stick to. And I'm just gonna finger bang that. I mean, finger blend it. So let's dip into prick. I love that name. And let's just lay it down right over that concealer. It's definitely not as vibrant as it is in the picture. Does it look as vibrant to you? No. Did I do something wrong? How did I fuck this up? Oh, I wonder if they did white and then that over it. Let me try reconcealing that little bit. And I guess let's first go into glucose and place that right over that concealer. And then let's try a little bit of a prick over that. Shit, that's even worse. What the hell, man? Well, how the fuck did they do that? I am so damn confused right now. Maybe let's try applying it with a finger instead? Oh, hey there, honey. No idea why the fuck it didn't work on a brush, but with a finger, it is perfect. Much like a lot of things in life. Oh my god, the fallout on this is real. Holy shit, can you see that under there? I'm really glad we put the powder down. Oh. Damn! Oh, but that color is so fucking pretty! God, but that fallout! Holy shit, do you see that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Shit, that is stuck there. Well, I guess that's what our inner corner's gonna look like. How about that? Make sure that you have that powder down or don't use your fingers. But otherwise, that color is abso-fucking-lutely stunning. Just for fun, I'm gonna take this fluffy brush we've been using and dip it into, what's this called? Root canal. Ooh, fun. And I'm gonna lightly smoke that out here on the outer corner. And then I'm gonna bring whatever's left on that brush right down underneath the eye. And I'm gonna place a little bit more of that prick color right here because it does kind of seem to be fading a bit. I'm also gonna smoke out a little bit of cavity on the lower lid as well. For some reason, there is suddenly a shit ton of fallout. I don't know why. But now it's just like everywhere on my face. And because these shadows are so fucking pigmented, it's not the kind of fallout that you can just dust away. Like, this shit is there until you take it off. Oh, like, look at that. It's not coming off. I'm gonna have to put new concealer down. Fuck. On the inner corner, let's go in with a little bit of candy floss. Then I'm also gonna place a teeny tiny bit of a glucose right over that. And here we are with the final look. For lips, I ended up using like 4 different random ass lipsticks to achieve this color, so I don't even remember what the hell I used. But I actually really like this look. Unfortunately though, I can't yet judge this palette. Like, I know we did use quite a few of the shades, but there was a lot of inconsistencies it seemed, so I think we might actually have to create another look with this palette. So I will be right back. Let me go take this off. And we are back, fresh faced and ready to go. I did place a bit of a translucent powder under my eyes because now that we know the fallout is real, I ain't risking it. I'm gonna once again prime my eyes. And I do want to note that I did take the makeup off with coconut oil and there was definite staining of pink on my eyelids, so know that the pinks do stain, which is pretty typical for a pink shadow. Now, let's dip into sugar cane. I'm gonna start with that on the outer crease because Cake Mix was just a little bit too dark to start with. Wait, what the hell is happening right now? I'm putting this shade on my eye, but it's like turning pink. I am so fucking confused. That is odd. It's still a really pretty color, but it almost turns like a mauve, but it starts off as like a really light brownish gray. I guess over that, let's go in with a little bit of ouch. I'm just using it on the exact same brush that I did a color switch on. Ooh, that's going on very, very nicely. Let's go ahead and blend that out. And so far there is 0 fallout, so I think the fallout really only comes into play when you apply it with your fingers. I'm gonna take some cherry soda. That is such a pretty color. Ooh, and it goes on the brush very nicely, and that's what I'm gonna lay down all over the eyelid. That goes down really, really nicely and 0 fallout. I just don't get why that little prick didn't lay down that nice. Oh my god. Around the edges of the lid, I'm gonna take a mixture of fresh meat and what's this? Extraction. And I'm just gonna place that all around here, kind of like a smoky eye, but a red smoky eye. I'm gonna take some blood sugar on my finger. This is a metallic. Let's see if this has any fallout whatsoever. Shit, that is beautiful. And there is a little teeny tiny bit of fallout happening right here on my cheeks, but it's not awful, but there is still fallout. So even though the fallout is minimal, this is definitely a palette that you would either want to use before your foundation or after you apply a lot of powder underneath your eyes. For the under eye, I'm gonna start by smoking out some fresh meat. Ooh, and there is a lot of fallout with that. I have no idea what the fuck is up. Oh shit, way too much went on there. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, where they're too pigmented. Like, you never know how much you're picking up. And let's also go in with a little bit of cherry soda. And just for fun, I want to see how these shimmers react when wet, so I'm gonna take a little bit of blood sugar and spray it with some setting spray and place that right over the blood sugar that we already laid down. Definitely makes it almost a little bit more matte, but it is a lot more pigmented. And that also seems to help with the fallout because doing it this way, there is nothing on my face. And here we are with the final look, which oddly enough looks almost exactly like the first look we created. What the fuck? How did that happen? Anyway, for lips, I ended up using a combo of Jeffree Star's Unicorn Blood with some Makeup Revolution in the shade Attract and some Wet n Wild in the shade Flame of the Game. So this palette, it does give me feels, and I'm not gonna lie, not all of them are good feels. Let's start with the negatives and work our way to the positives. My first negative is the inconsistencies. Like, when I applied this shade right here, it completely changed colors. It turned from this really pretty nude color to like a mauve-y purple. Not what I was expecting. I also think it's overly pigmented, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. I think you just have to be extremely careful with knowing exactly how much you pick up, because even if you dip your brush 1/2 of an extra time, it's gonna look completely different on the other eye. It is so easy to apply way too much when you're using this palette, and that can really fuck you up. I also have a minor issue with the fallout. It's really not that big of a deal. In fact, this has some of the least fallout that we've seen in a palette in a really long time, but it does still have fallout. So much so that, like I said before, you'd either have to use this before your foundation or put something underneath your eyes to catch that fallout. Other than that, I really don't have any complaints. Like, I kind of fucking love this palette. The positives, the color placement is absolutely amazing and 100% user-friendly. Like, you could create a look using just this top row, just this middle row, or just this third row, so right there you have 3 easy looks. Or you could definitely use just this square, this square, this square. I mean, they all just go together so fucking nicely. And the blendability is so nice when you're not applying too much. When you do apply the perfect amount, much unlike what I did, it can blend out like a dream and look so seamless. This is definitely one of those palettes that is so easy to use that it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a pro, you can create looks that make you look like a seasoned makeup artist. And really easily too, you just have to know not to put on too much like what I did. I think you could create an entire look just using 2 or 3 of these shadows and it would look amazing. You don't have to keep packing and packing and packing shit on your eyes. I'm actually very impressed and happy with this purchase. Do I think it's worth the money now that I've used it and tested it out? I think I do. However, I do wish it didn't have this big bulky packaging. Even if this were like a plain ass palette, like the quality is there, we don't need this big old showy piece. I mean, I'm not complaining because the bitch is beautiful and I'm definitely gonna put it on display, but still, I would have been okay paying this much for a palette that's just simple. So this palette absolutely takes a little bit of practice to get used to, but I definitely recommend it. But there you go. Like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepopluxe.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at officialnady, and you can follow me online at thepopluxe.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye.